Thanks for pressing play on another Pay Me No Mind sports and entertainment video. My name is Wood. Jump straight into it. I saw a Hip Hop DX article about Nas, my favorite MC. If I had a chance to interview that I could ask to talk to any musician or artist, and my wish would be or request would be granted 100%, I would probably ask Nas would be the name that I submitted. But I just want to get that disclaimer out there first. But he has it's supposed to be coming out with an album executive produced by Hit Boy, producer Hit Boy. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know much about Hit Boy. I know he's where he has a single called Royalty with Nas. I believe he's worked with Jay-Z and Beyonce, so on and so forth. I struggle with this. We don't know if it's an album, an EP, an LP, or just a couple of random singles. But I have to admit, as a Nas fan, I'm disappointed. And in this Billboard piece, Nas said his quote was, "I've been trying to do this with this man for years." Nas says of Hit Boy in a clip uploaded to social media. I'm assuming Instagram. He says, "We've got the time, that alignment." And I cover and talk about a lot of boxing, and Nas just seems like a fighter that isn't really concerned about boxing anymore, who's lost interest in it. He seems like an MC who's really, for years, never really cared about the whole process of making an album, of doing videos. You know, he just kind of has always seemingly had this carefree or approach to things. I think even when we go back to what, A Thief's Disciple, what was it called, the Double Project? That's the only project of Nas's that I didn't buy. But a double album, when that was the standard, Tupac's, Biggs, Notorious B.I.G.'s, Jay never went that route. He just did two in one calendar year, I believe. But when that was a hot thing for a minute, Nas jumps out there and does his double album, and it was woefully it was markedly below what everybody else who done it, what they had delivered. You can't knock that. So then last year when he drops, or in 2018 when we got Nasir and he went out to the Wyoming ranch to work with Kanye, I couldn't get into it. I mean, there's a couple singles on there that I tried. I think I listened to it 3 or 4 times, man, and I moved on. It's just the truth. But my hope had been, and I've mentioned this before when I was while reviewing some other albums from New York rappers. I was like, man, it's all of these young, hungry, dope producers. In my opinion, it should have been an approach where you go get remarkable tracks from about 6 or 7 of these guys, or maybe even, get maybe 2 or 3 from one dude, and then 2 or 3 from 2 or 3 other dudes. Mix it up in some fashion. And Hit Boy very well could be doing this. I don't know if he's producing the tracks or just overseeing the finished product being put together. But it's all of these dope dudes on the East Coast who've come out of nowhere. I thought Static Selector would have been a good match, and they had a pretty damn good record. I thought that was last year on the Lost Tapes Volume 2. I thought Stat would have been a solid pick for at least one track. But go out there and get some of these hungry guys. They can't be charging you an arm and a leg. put some kind of upside around it, blah, 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 and get inspired by, I don't know if you need to have any features, maybe one, but let some of these dudes inspire you and do the album that us Nas fans have, where we don't have to defend it. These Nas albums come out and you're always sitting here like, well, 2 samples didn't get cleared, or he pulled these 2 songs off because, they were controversial, or, it's you always got to throw these caveats in there. But I felt like, and Nas has always just seemed like a guy who didn't want to spend money. And I've seen quotes from him. He didn't want to spend the money to get the right songs, to get the right beats. Now, another issue for me with Nas's album making is his content, his subject matter that he likes to hang around in. One, I'm pretty confident he's not around that type of activity and that type of environment to really draw from it the way that he did when he was 19 to 26 or whatever. He's not in those situations no more. But when he comes out, even on Nasir, in some of the tracks, he's talking about the streets and the cinematic stuff and the stuff that he's into. But a lot of it lands a little flatly to me because you're not fully immersed in that anymore. This is why I was like, go get you the right producers who are going to give you that feel, lock you up in the studio, and maybe some of that returns. Maybe, you can fully deliver. I don't know if Hit Boy is that person. Honestly, I didn't think that Kanye was that person. And again, I would stick to the 6 or 7 songs, to be honest. 5, maybe 5 to 7. But again, it's like, I saw when Busta Rhymes executive produced the joint for Raekwon. Like he is like, I want to get involved and help you do this. Jay-Z executive produced More Fish, I believe. It's sad to me that somebody has to come and like help Nas. Like, let me help you out, bro. Let me lean on me. And that's, again, I just don't think he's a guy that's really enamored with the whole process. It's been times where they were talking about, I saw quotes where an album was coming out and the reporter or the interviewer had concerns and, is this going to happen? Well, this. And I was like, man, I don't really care, man. They can put the album, just put it out. I'm done with it. Just give it to the people. And he just always had this laissez-faire approach to it. And and it leaves us diehard, us core fans out here defending, well, he did this right here, and this was this, and blah, blah. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that anymore. And like I said, there's some guys that I feel like, I don't even know some of their names. But like I said, you look at, Alchemist would be one. But I'm talking about some of these unknown cats from the East Coast. If cost is really, an issue. But again, I don't have great expectations or anticipation for the project. I will check it out. And, you just got to live with it. And he says, and that's the thing, his last thing is him having some say or some ownership in his Mass Appeal Records. Like, you have your own shop. And again, and he's doing his venture capitalism thing. He's getting involved, in other forms of business and what. He's doing some of the festivals and whatnot where he performs in front of larger crowds and the money isn't as risky and all of that when you do the festivals. So again, man, it's one of those situations where you root for somebody, and like I said, they just might have different interests. You're more vested in them being successful than what they are, at least in one particular realm. My name is Wood. Pay me no mind if you don't like my opinion. You don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great. Peace.